Hello, and welcome to a peaceful painting session. Today I'm going to be transforming an acrylic pour into the serene seascape that you see behind me. Grab your favorite drink, sit back, relax, and let's get started. For the fluid art portion of this painting, I'm being very experimental. I don't have a plan other than a color palette that I want to use. So I'm just layering up paint and seeing how my mood strikes me, what the canvas wants. I've been feeling a big transition in my art style lately, and a big part about finding out what that should be is just playing and experimenting in the studio. Because I'm not sure what kind of composition I would like yet, I decided to do an open cup pour. This is a great method for blending the paints together in a unique way, and it kind of will give me an idea of directions that I could take this in. It looks like my camera cut out right there, but all you missed was I stretched out that initial swipe, and then I'm going to do another pass. I wanted to have a bit of a cooler feeling color palette, so I'm going to use another open cup pour, add a bit of black this time for some depth, and then we will stretch it out, thin everything out with water, and see how we feel after that. The more I tilted and stretched it out, I just was not feeling this composition at all. So I decided to prop it up on my easel, add a ton of water, erase parts I don't like, and see where the canvas takes me. I'm really loving these super watery looks right now. The way all the paint kind of blurs together. I think it's so beautiful, almost like watercolor. I decided we needed some texture, so I am spraying a mixture of oil, silicone, and water. It's going to create a lot of bubbles and disruptions in the acrylic paint. Our first layer is dry, and to me, this came out looking like an ocean with land in the background. Like that black section to me looks like a bunch of trees or an island. And I normally like to leave my abstract pieces open to interpretation, but this time I thought it would be fun to help the viewer see what I see. So I'm just blocking out the sky. It's gonna change colors several times, but I'm just starting out with this gray. And then we're gonna add a lot of highlights and lowlights all over the painting to see if we can bring out a more clear image of what I am seeing when I look at this. Now, because my acrylic paints had so much water in them, they formed these really organic shapes that replicate what a real large body of water would look like so perfectly. And I wanted to just bring those out a little bit so they're easier to see from a distance with just a bit of titanium white at all the places where the different colors meet. This section, where the land meets the sea, was one of the more challenging areas to paint. Since I have no reference image to go off of, I had to decide how much beach I wanted, where the waves should be, and try to make what exists look somewhat realistic to how the water would behave in real life when it's coming up against the land. And it takes a bit of finagling, as you will see. While I was working on this piece, I received an invitation from my local art gallery to have one of my pieces in their upcoming show, which is all about paintings that are blue, and I thought this would be a really great painting to submit. However, the requirement was that the painting has to be 90% shades of blue, and right now it's like 80%, so I decided to redo my sky, even though I was happy with it, to include a lot more shades of blue so that way I could meet the requirements for the exhibition. I was really hoping I could finish this sky all in one session, but I think I'm gonna have to wait for it to dry before I can complete it. So while we do that, let's work on the trees. Now it was really hard for me to see with the light on, so I apologize. I switched that off while I was working so I could see what I was doing a little bit better. But I'm just adding a lot of dimension to the trees so they have more depth and kind of stand out, and it's not just a flat black. There we go. Isn't that so much better? And now I'm adding some highlights to the water. I have a really pretty iridescent blue-green that I am just popping in places. And you can't really see it on camera, but in person it adds a lot of shine and interest to the painting and gives it a lot more depth. It really brings everything to life. Thank you so much for coming along with me on this creative journey today. I hope you enjoyed watching this seascape come to life, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe for more art-related content in the future. Until next time, keep the waves of creativity flowing.